Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me during Global Goals Week 2025. My name is James, and I'm super excited to introduce to you EcoFabrica, my project, which is a youth-led initiative built around one simple idea that style can sustain. So I started EcoFabrica with the belief that fashion doesn't just have to reflect culture, but can also shape it as well. So every tote, every t-shirt and event that I've ran is designed to tackle the problem of overconsumption to reduce waste and to make sustainability the standard. So, over the next few minutes, I'll be walking you through what I've done so far and the impacts that I've made from local communities to international chapters, and how my organization is sort of pushing forward global change, one product, one event, and one conversation at a time. So, before I dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. So, my name is James. I am a grade 12 student attending Southridge School in British Columbia, Canada, and I am very passionate about business, economics, and finance, and I've had the privilege to test those interests through case competitions and leadership programs. Some of those include being a finalist at the Ivy Business School case competition and attending Leadership in the Business World program at Wharton this past summer at the University of Pennsylvania. Beyond competitions, I've also had the chance to found and lead many organizations like my school's Case Business Club, EcoFabrica, which I'm going to talk about, and the Noble Youth Society, which I am a president of, and I run a lot of my fundraisers for EcoFabrica through. So, at the core, what drives me is combining my love for business with a lot of meaningful impact, and EcoFabrica is exactly where those two intersect. So, why does EcoFabrica matter? Because we live in a generation that is oversaturated with consumption, fast fashion, and single use products and throwaway culture dominating our daily lives. In 2025, overconsumption isn't a lifestyle, but one of the biggest challenges that threaten our environment and our future. This is the problem that EcoFabrica was built to challenge. So, let's put this issue into perspective for a little bit. So, right now, humans consume about 1.7 times more resources than the Earth actually regenerates each year. This means that we're borrowing from the future just to sustain the present. And the fast fashion industry plays a huge role as we generate about 92 million tons of textile waste every year, which is the equivalent of a garbage truck full of clothes being dumped about every second. And overall, just global material use has tripled since 1970, reaching over 106 billion tons annually, and fast fashion alone driving about 10% of global CO2 emissions, but less than 7% of materials ever make it back into the cycle through recycling. So this isn't just wasteful, but obviously it's very unsustainable. And it's the backdrop which I have created EcoFabrica. So this is where EcoFabrica sort of comes in. And founded in 2024, EcoFabrica is a youth-led initiative that focuses on reshaping fashion and consumer behavior. So our mission is very simple, it's to turn fashion into a force for good instead of fueling waste. And to do that, we create products, experiences, and campaigns that make sustainability both accessible and stylish, hopefully. At its core, EcoFabrica is about proving that we can be green, conscious, and fashionable all at the same time, and about showing a new kind of consumer culture is possible and one that does not cost the earth. EcoFabrica is also tied to global priorities because our work directly connects with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So we advance SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, by creating circular fashion products and promoting conscious consumer behavior, and SDG 13, climate action, through our waste reduction initiatives like bottle drives and recycled apparel, and our events and workshops address SDG 4, quality education, by making sure that sustainability is engaging and accessible for all young people, and as well as SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth, because EcoFabrica is proof that youth-led initiatives can be small in scale but global in impact. So, to guide our work, we use what we call the VERD framework, which means green, but also stands for the five pillars that our approach. So, vision is we start by imagining a world shaped by conscious consumption, not overconsumption. We engage by involving our community because meaningful change can only happen when people join in. And then we revitalize by reinventing habits and practices for a greener tomorrow. and we drive in order to accelerate sustainable behavior through leadership and turning small actions into larger movements. And finally, we educate by providing the tools and knowledge so that mindsets can change. So overall, these pillars make sure that EcoFabrica isn't about just a single product, but about building a culture of sustainability that lasts beyond us. So let's talk about EcoFabrica's impacts. So first among these is tangible environmental stewardship, as we've sold over 200 totes and t-shirts made from recycled plastic bottles and collected more than 5,000 bottles through community drives. We've even partnered with Malaysian groups to design ocean plastic apparel that helps protect sea turtles. Second is educating and mobilizing communities. Through more than 10 eco-festivals, markets, and workshops, we've reached over 1,000 people in sustainable experiences ranging from guided tours to gardening workshops, and we use creative sales like nature-themed totes at charity plant sales to create and spread awareness in everyday spaces. Third among our impacts is our global reach and cross-cultural leadership. Our initiatives now extend across North America and Asia, including a youth-led project on Malaysian sustainable goods and supporting a biodiversity research expedition. And as well, sustainable funding for social good, because today we've raised over $2,000 for hospitals and charities while ensuring that every initiative reinvests in both our growth and our community. So, together, these outcomes show that EcoFabrica isn't just an idea, but a working model for youth-led sustainable impact. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one thought. Sustainability isn't just about recycling or reducing, but also about reimagining the way that we live and consume. And I think that EcoFabrica shows that young people can lead this change by combining style, creativity, and responsibility to build something bigger than ourselves. And if our generation is oversaturated with consumption, then we must also be the generation that rewrites the story. Thank you for your time, and if you'd like to learn more, collaborate, or even join us, you can reach us at ecofabrica.org, and together we can make sustainability not just a choice, but the standard. Thank you.